yourself above me. I was into you, but I'm over it now. And I was trying to be nice, but nothing's getting through, so let me spell it out. A, B, C, D, E, F. You know, it's your mom and your sister and your job and your Craigslist couch and the way your voice.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Frustration Unlimited podcast. This is episode 161. It is March 14th, 2023. I had to double check that because I wasn't even sure.
Dates are running into each other.
They are. We have a special guest with us in studio remotely. Without further ado, Miss Rebekah Kennedy.
Hi.
What's
Thanks for
happening?
having
How
me.
you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to say I love your intro, by the way.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah, it seemed to fit.
hey, Rebekah, you like it when I slap my ass? You see that?
I think I missed that part, but the rest was great. Yeah.
Really?
Like every
Are
part
you
but that
serious?
part.
You like everything else but that part?
You know, it goes by so fast.
Yes, it is a quick intro.
Well, maybe I need to change it and slow it down.
No, because you had to speed it up for copyright reasons.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm talking about the video,
I know.
the video part.
No, it's great. No, thanks for having me. I'm super happy to be here.
Absolutely.
Glad to have you.
We're happy to have you here too. So, but anyway, what's going on?
I don't know. You tell me. How's the weather, Patrick?
It's kind of cool outside. My shoulder and both my knees are hurting. That's age. Yeah. So
You have a lot of that.
that's about it.
Nice.
It's cold.
How's the weather in Cali? That's where you're at, right?
I am. It's not good today. It's rainy and cold. So far, spring is not here. So, not sure when it's coming. It was snowing a few weeks ago here.
I was just gonna ask you. Didn't you guys have snow, or how close were you?
Yeah,
to where that
so
was
I'm
at?
up in Santa Clarita, so I'm about like 40 minutes north of like Hollywood area. I know I put that in quotes, but and we actually got snow at my house.
Wow.
Like and it didn't stick because it wasn't cold enough, but like big snowflakes, crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. Any accumulations? Well, you said it didn't stick, but I mean, how many days did it snow? Just like one, or did it?
Here actually at my house, just one, but up in the mountains, they got so much that they got snowed in. And
That's
people
crazy.
like couldn't get down the mountain, couldn't get up the mountain, like it was really bad. So
I saw that. Yeah, snowed up there. So, but all right. Well, on to the show. Where am I at? On to the show. I gotta see what I got here. All right. Well, right now,
A little bit about her.
yeah, a little bit about her. Rebekah can be seen in guest starring in TV shows such as Law Order SVU, which was good, by the way, because I've seen it so many times. The Book of Esther.
thank you.
I even remember the name. So, Criminal Minds and Station 19. She has also worked alongside with Nicolas Cage in Season of the Witch, Mark Boone Junior in Street Level, Lily Collins and Keanu Reeves in Netflix's To the Bone. Saw that too. She can also be seen starring in the horror films House Hunting. Saw that. Bastard. Saw that. Most recently, she worked with Breaking Bad's R.J. Mitte and Sean O'Brien in The Veil. Rebekah is currently starring in an award-winning film Two Witches. Yes, I saw that too because you saw my text message. Yeah. Okay.
How did
that
you feel about that one?
Yeah. Well, that was kind of different for me. Hey, by the way, the girlfriend liked it. Okay. So,
Well, tell her thanks.
that is currently taking the horror genre by storm. So that's a little bit about Rebekah, and we're going to let Rebekah tell her a little bit about herself. So go ahead. It's all you, man.
I mean, I think you covered it pretty well.
Oh, well.
All right, that's it. Show's
That's
over.
it. That's it. So, thanks, guys.
Tune in, y'all.
Thanks so much. 5 minutes, my fastest interview. Peace out. Thanks. No. So I am originally from Texas, where, I think where you guys are. I'm assuming all. Yes, I don't know.
Yeah.
What area?
Dallas, Fort Worth, Hearst.
Okay.
specifically.
Oh,
Hearst,
Hearst.
okay.
Hearst.
Hey, that's where I was born and raised.
Hearst, Euless, Bedford.
What high school did you
Yeah.
go to?
But I'm so used to not saying it because nobody here knows. So when they ask, "Oh, where in Texas?" I just say Dallas-Fort Worth because
Or the HEB area.
nobody even knows that. I mean, they're like, "Where?"
So, how long did you live in Hearst?
All my life until I moved here about 10 years ago.
Okay. That's so crazy. What high school did you go to?
So I went to a couple of different ones. I started out at Fort Worth Christian, and then I went to LD Bell for a little while.
Oh,
Okay.
And then I ended
badass
up with the
drumline.
Hearst Magnet in Dallas. So
Yeah, so I was right on the Hearst North Richland Hills border, so I had the choice to go to Bell or Richland, and so I was technically closer to Richland, so I was like, yeah, I'll just go to Richland.
yeah, and I mean, I say Hearst, I after college, I moved to an apartment in North Richland Hills, but still kind of the same
Okay.
area. I mean, it was like
Yeah,
close
oh
to
yeah,
my parents. So
that
I
area
lived
is
in that
completely
area
changed
until
too.
I moved here. Yeah. So, but I was born in Arlington originally.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I don't remember living there because I was like 3 when we moved. But yeah, so I from there I started acting at a young age when I was 12, doing theater. My mom found a local children's group when I didn't make the cheerleading squad at my junior high, and I was devastated. So she was like, "All right, let's." 'Cause I'd been bugging her about trying acting for a really long time, and so
You
that
could
kind of
act
was.
like you're a cheerleader.
I mean,
She's
look
actually
at me.
created.
Like,
Did
none
you
of them
really?
were cheerleading, so I guess I did something
Sweet
right.
revenge.
I had been bugging about her about trying acting for quite a few years prior, and so finally that was like kind of the catalyst to get her started. And so she found me a local children's group called Stars that I did for a couple of summers, and then I just started training in other places. Like I said, I went to the Arts Magnet in Dallas for dance and theater, and then I went to college for theater. And after college, I came back to Texas. I went to college in Florida, and just to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And I started doing film and TV. That's where I met Patrick originally, and then about 10 years ago, I moved to LA, and and then all the the bio that Patrick read. So that's kind of a very short story of my long journey, but that's kind of how I got started.
Do you have any musical talents at all? Are you like a triple threat?
I did go to college for musical theater, so I do sing and dance. Though I learned in college that I loved the acting part the most. But I
Nice.
do still love going to musicals. Loved, be back on the stage at some point again. I haven't done a play in a really long time, so that would definitely be something I would love to do. But and I play the piano. You can
Okay.
see one back there.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Very cool. It's not just for show. It's not just for show.
Not just for show. I played all from second grade till I was 17.
Okay.
And so I have, getting back into it has been fun.
Very cool.
That's
Very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of your plays here that you did in Dallas. You remember?
Yeah, I don't remember which ones you came to though.
I don't either, but all I remember is being there. I think it was.
Are you stalking her?
No, I wasn't stalking. No, was
Probably.
it? No,
Rebecca's like,
no.
yeah, probably.
No, I didn't say probably.
No,
No,
I said
Rebecca
no.
did.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
I
whatever
just
she
did. I
says,
just
whatever. But no, I mean, I am a big supporter of Rebecca, and when I first met her and we were talking, we were doing stuff together and everything. I don't know if she remembers. I said I would love to see her just take off, and I sit back and I watch, and that's what I've been doing. Is that sitting back and watching her projects that she's been doing, and that I kept my promise. At least that I've been a big supporter of Rebecca for a very long time because I knew that she was gonna she's gonna I mean she's exploding now.
Yeah, she's
but
done quite a bit
yeah,
of work.
she's gonna
her catalog is pretty
yeah
extensive.
she's gonna do. I mean, she's gonna do great things. I mean, coming up. So, and I think I watched you on Instagram video one day or live Instagram one day with you and the other guy. I forgot his
Sean?
who?
Sean?
Sean. Yes,
Sean
Sean.
Whalen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a film next month called Crust. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right. The Twister guy. That's all I can remember. The Twister.
love
The
that.
Twister guy.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah, the Twister guy. That's who's I can't remember that guy's name. That's what I was telling Misty.
That's
I can't
right.
remember his name, but I didn't know.
He'll take that.
Yeah, all I know is that he's the Twister guy. That's it. So, and and then Alan Ruck, he was in Twister too. And I heard you mention Alan a couple times. You know, so
I got it. So I got a question. I read somewhere that you performed in a musical.
Yes.
So how was that? Like, what was? I mean, was Casper a person flying around in a sheet, or like how was the whole production for that?
Yeah, so that was interesting. So it was a national tour that basically, you know how
Okay.
they go from city to city.
Yep.
And when they would come to this city, they would audition a bunch of kids to be in like the kids ensemble.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the time I was, now it's fine. It's funny, whatever, it doesn't matter. But so at the time they were looking for 10 to 14-year-olds to be in this children's ensemble. And I was, at the time, I was 17, but I looked really young. Surprise, surprise, right? So I was like, you know, it didn't say you had to be between those ages. It said you had to look between those ages.
Right.
So, you know, and on my form, I was honest and I said that I was 17, you know, but I auditioned. And so basically, like, they, you know, had us all in a room and we, you know, learned the song, and then they went through us and we each sang a part of the song and, you know, had to perform. And then they picked, you know, a certain amount of people to be in the ensemble. So I was in the ensemble of that. I was in like one number basically.
Okay.
But that was kind of my first professional show that I got paid, and, you know, it was whatever.
Yeah.
So I actually never saw the show.
Okay. Fair
Because
enough.
I was backstage for most of it. My parents came and saw it. But yeah, it was basically that there was a bunch of ghosts and in it, and like obviously Casper was one, and Sheeta Rivera was in it. I got to meet her and talk to her, and she was just amazing. If anyone doesn't know who she is, she's theater royalty basically. So but I bring up the age thing because it was funny, because I auditioned because I was part of this Dallas Summer Musicals group. That's where they held the shows at the Fair Park. And so we got a chance to audition like separately. And there was only a couple of us that got picked from that group.
Mhm.
And then the rest, they had like an open call. And so a parent threw a stink because I was older. So at first, they weren't going to let me do the show because I, you know, was not between 10 and 14. But once they realized that I didn't lie, that I put on the form that I was 17, they're like, okay, you know, you can do it. Just don't tell anyone your age. So the whole time I had the whole 2 weeks or whatever we were doing it, I had to pretend that I was 14. And so the other, you know, my parents had to drop me off. They had to pick me up. Like, nobody could know I could drive.
He's smoking a cigarette in the back.
Yeah.
Like in the back.
I see you later,
like,
Pop.
Damn.
Right, like my mom said she was talking to parents and like would forget and was like talking about college, and they're like, "Oh, don't you think it's a little early to be like thinking about college?" And my mom's
she's
like,
that
She's a
advanced.
genius.
She's a genius.
"Oh,
yeah.
you know, like, you know,
Girl
it's
genius.
early to start."
Nice.
So it was a great experience. Though I had a ton of fun and got to meet some really cool people doing it.
Very cool. Now, is that like a trend as far as like, is it usually younger characters than your age, or is this did it turn into something like that, or is it always somebody more
Like,
new
you
your age?
mean specifically for me or just in general?
Like character wise, like has that been a trend? Like you,
For
instance,
you.
they picked you because,
Yeah.
like you said, like you hinted at it, like obviously, you know, because you 5'1", I could probably pass for a child sometimes, but that's mentally. But but
That's
no,
just his behavior.
That's all
but
the
like,
time.
do you usually get cast for roles younger than you, or is it about the same age range?
No, yeah. So my very first big movie was one that Patrick mentioned, House Hunting.
Okay.
I was 25,
Mhm.
26, and I was playing 15.
Okay.
So
Damn.
yeah. So that has been not
That's
to
a
age
huge gap.
myself.
That's not like a
Yeah.
full year.
So don't tell your real age now, because I really
I'm
know how
actually
old
80.
you are.
I look great.
Damn.
I will
What
be
is your
selling
skincare routine?
Like,
Can we
like,
get
you know what I'm
that?
saying? 25. I mean, if you really think about it, like even when we were watching like Varsity Blues, you know,
Oh, yeah.
not one of them would look
Yeah,
like
right.
those are some old ass high schoolers. So yeah, okay, cool.
But but especially, I mean, I did look, I have always looked very young.
Okay.
I've never had anybody question it. Like, You know, nobody in the production knew. I mean, everyone bought it back then. Like nobody questioned it at all.
Right.
And then afterwards, you know, after the show was wrapped, you know, I finished the musical. Then I said like I was actually 17, and everybody was like, "What?" Like they're just like floored. So,
Oops. Yeah.
and like SVU, Patrick mentioned, I play a character that they think is a minor when they first meet me,
Okay.
because I'm so like, you know, malnourished and just like,
Yeah.
you know, mentally like just seem really young. And then it's revealed in the episode that I'm actually 27, and everybody's like, "What?" Like minds are like blown. So it's always
Fair
kind of
enough.
been a thing, which has been fun because I didn't start doing film and TV until much later, and so it's been fun at the time, especially to go back and kind of play characters I never would have gotten to play if I didn't look young. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome because that means you got more longevity. That means you can. I mean, since you're obviously playing a 15-year-old, then when you you get older, you can start playing a 20-year-old.
Yeah, now I'm playing like
30-year-old.
now I'm playing early 20s.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey, I like it when I get carded still, so you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I do too. I love getting carded for beer.
You ain't getting
It's great
carded for shit.
because I
They're
mean,
asking for your AARP card.
yeah. No, I mean,
Where's your senior citizen discount card, bro?
hey, I do get a senior citizen discount at IHOP now. Thank God.
We can't.
Oh shit! IHOP's all on Patrick. Let's go.
We're joking and shit, but we're right on his heels, man.
Yeah. Well,
Shut
you
the fuck
know,
up.
so, but anyway, so what back in the day when you wanted to be an actor, actress or whatever, what inspired you that you wanted to be one?
Well, when I first had the inspiration, I was only 4, which just seems crazy to me now. My mom took me to see my first play, and I don't remember the play. I don't remember what it's about. Some children's show at a theater in the area called Cats. I don't even know if it's still a thing anymore, to be honest. But and I remember looking at her and saying that I wanted to do that. I don't know at the time why, because I was so young and I'm not even fully sure I understood what was going on stage, other than the fact that they looked like they were having so much fun. And then as time progressed and time has gone on, my inspiration has really just been that I love it. I love imagining. I love being able to go into my imagination. I love to play different things and find what similarities are there, you know, from my own self. I feel like every time I play a character, I find something out about myself that I didn't know. I'm able to stretch myself in ways that I never imagined.
Yeah, like 2 Witches.
Yeah, it's a perfect example.
Big time, 2 Witches.
You know, getting to meet amazing people and work with incredible artists and be able to explore and dive into a craft that is continually changing and continually learning more and more about it. I feel like I'm never gonna ever probably die and still be learning, which is incredible, and also sometimes frustrating. And then, you know, obviously just like seeing and seeing movies and TV and just being continually inspired by incredible performances and wanting to be a part of that has been, you know, kind of the continuation of why I want to continue doing it.
Right.
So speaking of incredible performances and that sort of thing, anybody, actor, actress that you like or follow or inspired by?
I mean, there are so many greats, and we just obviously just had the Oscars this past Sunday.
Yep.
But one, I don't know if people have, if you guys have seen or if anyone listening has seen or watching, but one recently I want to mention, Blackbird. It's on Apple. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Okay, well, if you haven't, since you haven't, I highly recommend checking it out. It's Taron Egerton and Paul Walter Hauser. But it's basically really quick synopsis is Taron's character goes to prison and for like 10 years, and he is tasked in the middle to that his sentence would be wiped clean if he's able to talk to this what they think is a serial killer and find out where these bodies of these young women have been buried. And Paul plays the serial killer, and his performance is just incredible. He has so many facets to it. It's not just like the creepy serial killer you think of. There's also moments where you feel bad for him, where you forget that, like, yes, maybe he actually did do this. where he's like a child, where he is a monster, where he's scary and then vulnerable, and just it sounds like really weird, but I'm like, oh, that's the things that you want to be a part of, even though it's chilling and awful and disturbing subject matter. But that performance was just so, and Taron is wonderful too, but that performance just is so captivating. And I was so thrilled that he was recognized over award season, because I feel like nobody was talking about the show, and I feel like more people should be talking about it. So that would be
get a little recognition out there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So have you actually sat down and watched The Whale yet?
Yes, I did. I thought Brendan was incredible.
Oh, he was great. Well, I mean, I haven't watched it yet. I want to, because I was a big Brendan Fraser fan back in the day.
Oh, we all were. Dude.
Yeah.
The Mummies were.
Oh, yeah,
Encino
big time.
Man.
Yeah, yeah. Misty watched that. The other day. Well, you want to see Brendan? There he is. I don't want to see him in The Whale. But,
how about Blast from the Past?
That was a good one.
Oh, so I mean, that's like my childhood, like all of it.
Yes, it was. I was a teenager. I was a little older.
All right, what year did you graduate?
What
year did you graduate?
I'm not telling you.
I fully own mine at this point. I graduated in '99, so
99 right here.
I ain't saying when I graduated. So, but yeah, I want to.
He graduated with Jesus.
I tell you what, it fucking feels like it. So I mean, I'm gonna. It's like, I mean, I'm gonna have to sit down and watch The Whale just alone, because I know that she doesn't. She's not interested or whatever, but she'll watch Encino Man. But what advice do you have for aspiring actors and actresses?
Yeah, there's so much great advice out there. My thing is like not giving up, persistence, patience. Just keep going. If this is what you really love, it kind of just takes as long as it takes. And there's no rhyme or reason why some people seemingly pop off right away, but then it's not right away. You look back at their career and they've been working at this for 20 years or whatever. His name just left my brain. Breaking Bad, the lead.
Walter?
No.
Yes.
Walter?
Oh.
Cranston. Thank you. I was like, his name just like left my mind. Obviously he'd been working, steadily, but he didn't get his first series until 20 years in.
Yeah,
that's
very true.
Back in the middle was 20 years since he started acting. So that is just, and he's incredible. I mean, I don't think any of us can say he's not. So
after that
just
show,
shows like how long things take. They just take a long time sometimes. So if you love this, just to keep going, keep stepping, not giving up, knowing that each thing you do is taking you closer to your goal, and then you never know what that role will be that comes that just kind of changes everything, and you won't know obviously if you give up. So that is my my biggest thing is like just
don't give up.
Yeah,
I mean, it sounds silly and cliche, but I don't know what else you do in this business. I mean,
no, I mean that's a great analogy.
There's nothing else to do other than just keep going.
Yeah, I gotta say, just from hearing the entertainment business and in general, and advice I've heard like that, just along those lines, is, I mean, you're gonna take a lot of hits in those industries, and you can't. You can't let it stop you,
right?
Especially if it's a dream. If it's a dream, this again sounds cheesy, just like you were talking about, but like, you don't give up on it. You know what I mean? Like you have to push through those ugly times to really make it a reality.
Yeah, and Rebekah, just be glad that you're not in the Dallas independent film industry here now.
Yeah, just be glad you're not in
Dallas. Yeah, be glad you're not in Dallas.
Why?
I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
We've all had bad experiences.
Yeah, I will text you.
Okay. That's not, and not that LA is perfect by any means. There's plenty of corruption and plenty of crap and plenty of crappy people here too. But like you said, it's staying the course. It's finding the people that are in it for the reasons that you are. And finding those like-minded individuals. I did a film you mentioned, The Veil, actually was crazy is I was flying to Pennsylvania a year ago today, popped up on my Facebook memories, and I had such an amazing experience, but I met the producer in acting class in 2017. So that kind of shows you like kind of what I was saying, that relationships and the things just kind of take time. And I didn't imagine when I met him then that we'd be working on a movie many years later.
So that's a good question.
so-
So did you keep in contact with him since 2017? Or that's
You
how...
know, a little bit, but it wasn't someone that I was talking to a lot. And so he messaged me on Twitter and was like, Kyle, he's amazing. Was like, I have this script I'm producing that, you know, Cameron Bile wrote and is directing. And if you're interested in reading it. And so I read it and I instantly fell in love with the character. I played this Amish woman and it's a thriller mystery. And I had a meeting with them and I was like, I'm in. If you want me, I'm in. And we decided that it was gonna, you know, it was gonna work. So it wasn't someone that I had was close to or talking to all the time. It was just someone that, you know, kind of like Patrick kept up with my work. I, you know, saw him online and he watched SVU and his wife, his girlfriend loved the episode and kind of was like, she would be good too. So you just kind of never know who's watching and who is out there following along, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a small world and you never know who the hell's watching. So you just gotta...
Yep, that's it. So, which, and I can guess this. I can guess.
We all kind of shot in the dark, right?
Yeah, I
can
can guess this, but you know, I'll go ahead and let you tell us. Which genre do you like the best to play a role in?
You know, obviously you think I'm going to say horror, right?
Right.
Or drama.
Of course.
Or drama. Horror.
Or drama. You know, I love horror. I love doing it. It's not something I sought out initially. I wasn't like, I'm going to do horror. And it's not something I still initially seek out, to be honest. It's just for indies, they are easily made. Not easily.
Very true. I cannot argue with that.
Yeah, they're easily made and they're cheaper to make.
They are cheaper and people love them. And they're and now there is such a, not now, but like there has been always, but even more now, there's great scripts, great opportunities as an actor to do more than just like scream and run,
right?
And take your clothes off and while
the old
and scream and run while you're taking your clothes off.
While you're taking your clothes off,
Jason and Freddy pretty much sums up the plot.
And then you know, trip as you're running on a little twig. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even tell you. I got a script once. I don't even care. I'm sharing this. And no lie, my character was running through the woods and the bad guy grabbed her whatever she was wearing and somehow was able to rip it off. So then she was running without clothes on. And I'm like, oh, how convenient.
Of course.
Like, wow, I didn't see this coming in this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, how surprising. So
don't forget when that happens, you also, as you get to the car, you got to drop your keys on the ground and search for them for 5 minutes while he walks up to get you.
Right.
Fair enough.
All of a sudden I'm blind. I can't see anything.
Also, I forgot how to unlock a car.
Or you could be like Carmen Electra in Scary Movie, you know, just like that and run in slow motion. You know,
right. I mean, there's and there is a place for that, and there is an audience for that, and that is great.
Yeah,
not me particularly wanting to be a part of that, but so why I've continued to do horror is because there's just been some great scripts, and I've gotten some great opportunities and great roles, and so I, you know, as long as I can continue doing that, like I will, you know, continue doing horror. Obviously, like other genres too, I'd love to do a comedy at some point. They're hard because, you know, nobody wants to watch an indie comedy. Let's be honest.
Comedies, I love comedies.
Yeah,
and I love them too, but they're hard. They're hard to get made if you don't have names. If you don't,
they are very hard to write.
I'm the comedy, horror, and action guy. Like,
and comedy horror is great. I love that is like.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so since you said comedy horror, how about Cocaine Bear?
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited.
I saw it.
What are your thoughts?
Is it worth it? Is it worth it going to see?
I mean, I haven't seen it. Is it good?
Not even from a cheesy standpoint.
I'm not even saying.
I mean, it looks fun, and that's all you can expect.
It definitely
Is it slapstick?
It is fun. It is fun, but also it's bloody. And too bad. And I told Misty after the show, I go, you know what? It's too bad that Ray Liotta last movie was fucking Cocaine Bear.
I know, right?
You know, and he's going to be known for that.
That's
Yeah.
okay. You know.
Now-
Oh, he's also in Blackbird, by the way.
Oh, is he?
Well,
Oh,
good. Maybe
wow.
hopefully he'll
Okay.
be known for Blackbird and not.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be known for Blackbird instead of Cocaine
Yeah,
Bear.
and he plays Taryn's dad. He's fantastic in the
Right.
show.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Right.
Dude, I'm gonna have to check that
Well,
out.
but to
you
answer your question, I don't really have a favorite. It just depends on the genre. I mean, not the genre. It depends on the character, the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I connect to it. And then, as an actor, you're auditioning too, and you don't always have control over what you're booking. So
Hey, go ahead and audition for Meth Gator and Cocaine Shark. Because there's really
No,
there's
it
really
needs to be
something out there called Cocaine Shark, which is bad. There's a trailer out
Cocaine
I did see
Sharknado.
the meth. I did see the
Cocaine
meth.
Sharknado.
Gator. I have not seen the cocaine shark.
there. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Cocaine Sharknado.
Well, what's his name
Perfect.
from Beverly Hills 90210 played in all Sharknados. Now we need Cocaine
Ian
Sharknado.
Thomas something I can't remember.
Yeah,
we
so
talked about that
that's
last
only
week.
that's the next progression, right?
Yeah.
Yes, of
Seems
course.
natural. Seems natural.
Yep, you know.
So wonder what Meth Gator's going to be about.
Meth
I guess
Gator.
the Gator's going to be gumming everybody, or what?
That's like Lake
You know?
Placid.
He loses
but-
all of his teeth.
He loses all of his teeth. He's going to be gumming everybody, trying to kill them. He can't do it.
Crack.
He just swallows everything whole.
Right. That'll be nasty.
Ugh.
Totally nasty.
30-foot gator.
All right, Rebecca, let's talk about Two Witches.
I am wearing my shirt. You can't really see, but this is a Two
Yes,
Witches
I was-
shirt.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
What role did you play, and how hard was it to get into that mindset for the part? And also, is there a second one coming?
Yes, this
Those
is
are
a
good.
three-part question.
Well, for anyone that hasn't seen
No,
it
this
yet,
is an Andy
hopefully
question.
you guys will check it out. If you haven't seen it, it's on Amazon, iTunes, Apple TV. Things Smart. I just called you Martin.
Amazon. We'll be
Patrick
checking this
or-
out now.
Checking it
Sure.
out.
Absolutely.
Really quick of what it's about, just for anyone who doesn't know. It's basically I play a character called Masha, who is my grandmother is a witch, and when she dies, I'm going to inherit her powers, and I do. So that's kind of the basic plot.
Well, you didn't kill her, did you? To get
No.
her powers, did okay?
No, I did
All right.
not.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah,
only
it's a
time-
superhero movie, Andy. That's right up your alley.
This is kind of superhero-ish. I feel like action and horror, or no? Is it horror or paranormal or?
It's not paranormal. It's
Okay.
I don't know. They're witches and
They're powers, so yeah,
Yeah.
magic,
they have,
magic for sure.
powers
Black magic.
And
and they don't use them for good.
Okay.
And I have
better.
to, I have to say, there was a couple scenes while I was watching it, going, "Oh, Rebecca."
What is it? What is it?
You know what I'm talking about, I think. So anyway.
Probably, but I don't know what Rebecca is a bad thing or a good thing or
I was just kind
It's a
of,
face palm thing.
yeah, going, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Is it?
Well-
What's it rated?
R.
it's rated R.
Okay.
My character, like you said, is Masha, and she's a little crazy. She's kind of weird and the outcast and doesn't fit in anywhere and longs.
chick is
to be-
not crazy.
Oh,
She
boy.
has a roommate, Rachel,
That's not
Christina Klebe plays. If you're a fan of Halloween, you know who she is.
Yeah.
And kind of longs for her life. She has a boyfriend that loves her and a family that is normal. And so she and her, once she gains her powers, kind of starts to take over Rachel's life. So
Mm.
as far as you asked what it was like, I think playing her, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. It was so fun. I've never played a true villain like that. In Station 19, she was a little crazy, but she wasn't, I don't think she was a bad person. Masha, I would argue, is, as an outsider point of view, is not a great person. Obviously, she doesn't think that because no villain thinks they're the villain. But in her eyes, but yeah, it was fun. I came at her from the underbelly of looking at a woman that is lonely and lost and just wants to fit in and just wants to be seen, and what someone like that could feel so crushed and so small if you gave them the power to do anything to someone, what that would look like. And that's kind of what the movie is. And not feeling terribly bad about it either.
No
and
fucks
kind of
given.
That's right.
what?
I said no fucks given.
No, she does not. She does not feel guilty for taking over or killing several people in the movie. And how she does it, she doesn't feel bad. She's creative. She's kind of
Creative
bombastic,
killers.
fun.
Nice.
And I just had a blast. That's all you can really do is have, like I said, the underbelly of it all, and then layer on top the and have fun, right? Like, how can you not have fun playing a character that's making someone else's teeth fall out? You know,
You know,
Or making
there's a
them
few, there's a
miserable.
few people in this world, maybe.
Yeah, making them miserable and all that crap too. So.
right? So, and to answer his last question, yes, there is a Two Witches
Okay.
sequel coming.
Cool.
The script is
Two Witches
written.
2. That's not good.
So do they leave it? I guess without spoiling it, they leave
2W2.
it open for that at the end of the movie.
They do.
Okay.
As like
Very
a to be continued.
Yep.
Now-
And
we all
anyone that
gotta
hasn't
watch
watched
it
it
now.
yet, there is an after credit scene, mid credit scene too. So,
Okay.
I feel like we need
Yeah,
to have a
because-
watching party
but
now.
Just like Marvel, you're right. I gotta watch this now.
Oh,
yeah.
Marvel does the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, or Marvel, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, because when I watched it and it left it open, I said, yeah, I think there's gonna be a second one. I think.
Man, you
You
just
know,
have some deductive
so,
powers. Man,
Yeah.
go get
so-
him, Patrick.
yeah. Well, because this first one is where Masha just begins to get her powers and just begins to kind of figure out what she can do, and the next one is kind of where she goes crazy, like really crazy with it. So
So you're gonna be crazy again.
Is she getting typecast?
Yeah. Look at that big smile. Look at that big smile.
Yeah,
She's going,
look
"Oh,
at that."
yeah, I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be crazy as hell.
I got a piggyback question on the mindset thing. So, what it's like getting into the mindset to play that character? You said you admitted, like, if you from the outside looking in, she's not really a good person. Now, as an actor, and I've always been curious about this because I know there's method acting, I know there's different ways to get in character. Are you able to just shut it on and off when you're done, or does that sometimes maybe a little bit of that personality that you've been acting all day or however long a shift is, I have no idea, but does that sometimes end up in you for a little bit until you can just kind of let it go? Or
Let's ask Brandon that.
no,
That's
it's funny you bring that up. No, that's a great question. So I'm not method in the fact that I don't stay in character all day.
okay,
When I'm at lunch, I don't still stay in character. When I'm home, I don't still stay in character. Also, that stems from like being in the shows that you mentioned. When you're a guest on a show, you're coming to somebody else's home, and it's like going to someone's home, and then
Right.
acting like crazy at lunch, and
right,
and everyone has their own process, and I respect that, and I would never tell an actor that they're wrong for how they do it.
right.
But for me, it's like I want them to want to work with me again, and not
Okay,
be like,
yeah.
"Oh, that girl is kind of crazy."
Yeah, like,
all
fair
offset
enough.
too.
Yeah.
Right. So, but when I'm on set, when I'm working in a scene that is a particularly challenging or particularly emotional, I will tend to stay in it as long as we're shooting the scene. You'll often find me in the corner facing the wall in my own world. And then when they're ready for me, they'll kind of tap me on the shoulder. And then, or if I need a few seconds before we start shooting, before they say action, I'll say something and they'll let me, say, like, let them know when I'm ready.
Okay.
Because I want to be as truthful as possible. I want to feel like I wasn't rushed or like I'm able to deliver my best performance.
Absolutely.
And then as soon as we wrap that scene, then I'm able to kind of like, let it go. But it's interesting that Patrick brought up Brandon, because when I'm shooting at home, like when I'm shooting something that's in LA, obviously I'm coming home at the end of the day.
Right. Absolutely.
And he says that I am different.
Uh-oh.
I don't see it. I don't feel it. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I think it's all subconscious for me. But he says there's like a little differences he sees.
Anything in particular? that you can talk about?
He
Does
didn't
he
have.
kind of? Sorry. Does
No,
he?
you're good.
Does he kind of look at you weird, cut his eyes at you, and say, "Oh, okay, are you still in character?" Or
No, he just like says that I'm like a little like, especially like when I did Bastard. My character slowly evolves over the film. At the beginning, I play like this kind of meek, shy girl, and by the end, I'm like, I've come into my own and I'm killing the killer and whatever.
right?
And he said that like I was like coming in like like cursing more and just like, and I'm not, not that I don't ever use bad language, but like I was just coming in like, fuck this and like whatever. And he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
No Thanksgiving, like just kicking in the door. I'm home, bitch.
And I was like not even realizing that I was doing it. And I was like, oh, that's so
funny.
interesting. There's always things that kind of like seep in when you're playing something. And then when I'm wrapped, it sounds so silly and whatever, but it helps me. I have like a ritual of saying goodbye to a character, because otherwise they do kind of like stay.
That's interesting. So what
Yeah.
is your ritual? I want to hear this. This is interesting.
So I it sounds so corny when I'm not talking to actors, but I
Hey,
literally
watch it
say
now.
goodbye to them. What?
I said, hey, watch it now. I've acted too.
Well, you know what I mean? Like when I'm not like in an acting class, when I'm on a
I got
podcast, it feels like silly. But no, I love that you're asking. I literally say goodbye. I thank them for their time, for what they have taught me. Thank them for their energy, for where I am now, what I have learned from them. And then I literally literally say goodbye. Like I literally have to like say
Bye,
that.
Felicia.
Now it'll be interesting because Masha I'm going to be bringing back. So I haven't yet played a character.
So you can't say goodbye to her.
She's still lurking. And some characters are easier to say goodbye to than others. Esther from SVU was harder for me, even though it's nothing like my real life at all. But I was definitely like really invested in her for sure. So she was a little bit harder.
So what made you so invested into that was harder to kick than your other roles in your other movies?
I just loved her. It's weird. I just felt like she was like incredible, even though she's a made up character and it was loosely based on a real story. But I think that was part of it, was that I knew somewhere it was like based on a real family, and that there are people out there watching that have gone through it or been through worse or know someone that would risk everything to save their own siblings. I just was like, just found her just incredibly courageous and a fighter, and the way she was written and her mannerisms and just the way I was able to find her and play her was just so unique and interesting to me, that I would have loved to have like kept, if she hadn't died, spoiler, but would have loved to have kept playing her for as long as it would have helped me.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Even though it's nothing like my real life, I don't relate to her in any shape or form. Thank God, I'm grateful for that. But there was just something about her that I just was really fascinating by.
Okay, so you worked on Law Order SVU, as you were just talking about, Criminal Minds and Station 19. Which one did you like the best, and which one didn't like?
Like, let me tell you about those people I didn't like. No, honestly, they were all three amazing experiences. I've been really lucky in the fact that really, I can't complain about any of mine really, but especially those were all the people, the crew, the cast were all so generous and welcoming. And I remember on Station 19, my friend of mine did the episode right before mine, and I remember talking to her about the cast, and I was like, they're so nice. Like, why are they so nice? It's like, not that people aren't, supposed to be nice, obviously, but they were, come and sit with us at lunch, and just very welcoming, knowing that they're having new people come in, every 2 weeks they're getting a whole new cast. And it's a lot of names to learn. It's a lot of people to care about, but they genuinely do care about everyone. And, working with Jason George, he's incredible. SVU, as far as just like, I think is my favorite character. that I've played of the three. I loved Station 19. I loved Melly. I love that she was, if anyone that hasn't watched the show, I was a drug addict that robbed an ambulance. Like, can't get much better than that. Like, it was fun, totally different character than I'd played on the other two shows. Coming against three large men and me was fun. Criminal Minds will have a special place because it was my first guest star, and I had a great experience. And I met Amelia Rose Blair, who's still a really good friend of mine, on the episode. She played the older sister, and but as far as so that was really fun too. And but just character wise, I'd probably say SVU for sure. Just playing Esther has just been really special, and the fans have just been incredible, and still kind of follow along what I'm doing. So
Yeah, you remember when I was out in Tampa and we watched SVU, and we knew it was you coming on, and all that. Do you remember me texting you while I was watching it?
Yeah.
I was going, you're doing
You got it first. You got it before I did.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm on a different time zone. So I had access to it early. They sent me a link so I could watch it with the East Coast, but it didn't come on my TV until like later. But I had already seen it, which was helpful.
Right. Now, and we were actually watching it in the Southwest Airline break room. And
Oh, nice.
so we got to watch this, got a friend that's going to be on SVU. I want to see how she does and all that. He said, fine, we'll watch SVU. And then they clicked it on. Hey, this ain't bad. She's not doing too bad. And I said, yes. So, and I mean, I've watched it a couple other times, and I know that the first time that I watch a movie, or a show or a movie or whatever, that I'll miss a few things. I watch it again. I caught a couple things after that, and all that. And I mean, I just think that you did really great, and
Thank you.
as Esther in SVU. I saw a little bit of the Criminal Minds in all of Station 19. Like I said, I follow, and just to see how you're doing and everything, because I hardly talk to you. So
I know I noticed someone in the chat said that's the definition of stalking.
Yeah, whatever. That's not a definition of stalking. That's a definition of how can I call it?
Stalking.
A fan. No, a fan.
No,
So
I'm just kidding. I really appreciate all of your support throughout the years. It has meant a
yeah,
lot.
I support you big time, and I do. So, and now in To the Bone, which is on Netflix with Lily Collins and Keanu Reeves. What was that like, and what was it like to work with Lily and Keanu on that one?
Yeah, so I obviously had a small part. I opened the movie, so I just worked a day on it, but everybody was so kind. I actually didn't get to meet Keanu. I met him at the table read, and he was super nice, super kind. And then we hung out he was there at the wrap party, and then he was at Sundance. I didn't have any scenes with him directly, but he was, every time I talked to him, he was so he's just so mellow and chill, and just like exactly what you would imagine him to be. That he is. Lily is also really lovely. I think it was like one of the first days on the set, so people are still kind of figuring things out, and everybody was just so kind, and it was just a wonderful team. And it seems silly, but like I kind of judge people based on how much they care about who else is in my life. And like Lily, every time she'd see like Brandon, she'd remember his name. Just kidding. But it was like that showed me like how that she actually cares. She really does care about other people, and she was just really it was just a really great experience, and really fun. And the movie turned out really beautiful, and I was thrilled to be a small part of it.
Yeah. So with the Season of the Witch with Nicolas Cage, let us know.
Nick.
Let us know about that crazy guy.
He's awesome. He's so nice. I'm sure he would not remember me at all, but now, but the set that day, it was August in Louisiana, and it was so hot, and we were wearing, the 14th century garb, and they were coming around with water as much as they could, and he was constantly making sure that I was good. He had to stab me with this like retractable sword, and it was really heavy. And so every time he'd make sure I was okay, and like if I needed anything, and he was just really kind and just like kind and thoughtful. And it was funny, he asked me at the end of the day how old I was. and I told him, because I was like, well, I'm not gonna, like, who cares now? And he was like, oh yeah, okay, you're gonna work forever. So I was like, I hope so.
So
It's really cool.
So if he's asking you're okay, then he goes, "Are you okay?" Like that, like he always does in all those.
Oh, no, I think it was more normal. I don't remember, but I don't remember thinking it was like his voice.
Just his regular voice, not his crazy voice.
Yeah, it was just like his regular. Because it was like so heavy that I had to have like a stunt person behind me holding me up, because it was just like, it wasn't like just like a normal what you think. I mean, it was a huge sword, and so like it was heavy, and I'm not super, like, I'm small, so I would fall over.
Yeah, I mean, Molly. You remember my daughter Molly?
Uh-huh.
Molly said, "Oh, I remember her." She just said that in chat, so she basically says hello.
Hi, Molly. Oh yeah, I all the lovely chat people. Thank you, Natalie, by the way. I don't know if you guys go to the chat questions. I don't know, but or if she's still here.
We do. We've just been really bad about it today.
Yeah,
I just wanted to acknowledge that that she said something. So.
Well, we've been concentrating on you, so you can
No,
go.
I appreciate it. I feel like I'm just staring at me because you guys are like this little tiny box down at the bottom.
Well,
whenever we have a guest on, it's usually we concentrate on shameless self-promotion for them. So
yeah.
Oh, there's.
How about that?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so go ahead.